Yeah, this is a really tricky question because often it is better to just not ask for permission. And we've done a lot of that over the years in managing what we call the Spring Creek Community Forest, which is wild public land adjacent to Hepburn Springs over the last 25 years with other people in the community with no approval and no funding. On the other hand, if we're in more densely settled and managed places, the most important aspect is to have the confidence of neighbours, because the reporting process that leads to problems with regulation are because of the neighbours are actually the local police and compliance officer enforcement agents by default. So if we think about what we're doing in a sort of a design sense and a moral sense of who is affected by what we are doing and including them in the conversation, then that's the best insurance against adverse effects of council. But I think also for councils to do something really different from what they're doing, there first has to be an active basis happening in the community that those in positions of responsibility can see already have good outcomes, and then they can tentatively start tweaking policies slightly to support or at least not inhibit those processes. So I agree with Nicole that the local government is the most functional level of government in energy descent, or likely to be, and it's where the best leverage can be. The other aspect, if we look at it the other way and say, how should councils look at this sort of stuff in a regulatory sense? They firstly have to distinguish between what happens in the household and the gift economy, what regulations apply to that, then what happens in the monetary economy, and then there needs to be a separate category for what happens in the corporate economy. What we have is a set of rules set up for the corporate economy, and then it's applied down in the rest of the monetary economy, and now it's pushing that down into the household and informal economies. We must resist that completely dysfunctional way of looking at things. There is no conceptual basis for saying you should have the same regulations across that. So to have those different levels and understand that a completely different set of requirements are appropriate at that level, rather than the argument that, oh, everyone has to work by the same rules. No, they don't. No, they shouldn't.